from Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas, it's Week 8 of the NWSL on CBS Sports. For Kansas City, number 5, CC Kaiser takes on her former team. She has 3 goals this season. And for Louisville, it's number 8, Ari Borges, the Brazilian international, has 1 goal this season. Ally is proud to present the NWSL on CBS Sports. Today's matchup between the Kansas City Current and Racing Louisville is brought to you by CarMax. Welcome everybody to another exciting weekend in the NWSL alongside former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. I am Jamie Watson. Let's take a look at our live NWSL table. We can see Racing Louisville at 10 and Kansas City at 11. Very close. 7 points for Racing and 6 points for Kansas City. And speaking of Kansas City, Gary, Dabinia, what a player. What makes her so special?
Oh, she's absolutely world-class. Coming in on the right foot, left foot, she can dink, she can get it over the keeper. I mean, look at that ability just to chip the keeper in the Chicago match here. She dummies one way, goes the other, sticks in the back of the net against Orlando. She scored against Louisville midweek, by the way. And that was a really, really decent finish as well, where she took in about 3 or 4 defenders. This one against Gotham, 1 against 1 with the keeper. Almost certain to score every time she gets in that position.
And let's take a look at our stats here. I think the most important thing that we need to look at here, Dabinia started in 2017, by the way. She is off to the best start of her NWSL career this year.
Yeah, 4 goals already. As mentioned, that is the best start since now her 6th season. But I can guarantee you one thing, there's plenty more to come from this wonderful player.
And Savannah DeMello, the other player we need to keep an eye on. My goodness, she is in fuego. 4 goals in 7 games this season across all competitions, and 5 goals outside the box, just like that one.
This is the one against Orwell Rain. This is a fantastic strike. She's going in the opposite direction. She is absolutely brilliant.
Gary and I got a chance to talk to Savannah DeMello before the game.
I think our team has just been connecting really well up top, so I give all the credit to them. Our defense has also been super sharp, so just finishing the details is what we want to continue to do, and I think we've been doing a great job of it.
And Savannah, one last question. It's a bit rare to play the same team sort of 3 or 4 days apart. What was it like in the locker room, having to go through the same approach against the same players or similar players?
Yeah, definitely interesting, but we've kind of forgotten about the Wednesday game, and we're just all focusing on the game today. You know, different lineups and just different points that we want to execute today. So excited to get the match started and see how it goes.
All right, thank you so much, Savannah. Play well.
Okay, thank you guys.
Ally presents the NWSL on CBS Sports. Please come back for the first half kick. And welcome back to a beautiful Saturday evening in Kansas City. It's about 69 degrees. Let's take a look at our lineups.
Starting here with Kansas City, only 4 players remain from the 2-3 defeat to Louisville on Wednesday. The big guns are back. Debinya's in, Lola Bonta, Cece Kaiser, and many more. This is a very, very strong lineup. Looking at Louisville, they have a number of changes as well. And Lauren Malay's back in, Julia Lester, Ari Borges, Wang Shuang, and Kirsten Davis. So a very different side from the side that had the victory during midweek. But Katie Lund still in goal, so too Urseg in the back with Pickett. So 2 fantastic lineups we have to enjoy today.
And there is head coach for Racing Louisville, Kim Bjorkegren. He's in his 2nd season at Louisville, won titles in different leagues in Sweden and Cyprus. He is actually from Sweden.
Yep, so too is the other coach, Caroline Weerblom, interim coach at this moment in time. But interesting that they're both Swedish and both very successful back in Scandinavia.
Indeed, the youngest head coach in the NWSL at 33 years of age, Caroline Weerblom. And we are about to get underway here. And that looks like number 8 over the ball, Ari Borges, as we get started here. Children's Mercy Park. The current in red, Racing Louisville in those really sweet-looking purple houndstooth jerseys, Gary.
Yes, 2 wonderful sides. And as we asked earlier, Savannah DeMello, what's it like to play the same team within a few days? I think for both these sides, it's an awkward situation. We saw you a few days ago, now we see you again. But for one team, revenge is important, and that is for Kansas City Current. It's 3 losses in a row now. They have to find a way back. I get the sense that they're going to come flying at Racing Louisville in this match.
I couldn't agree more. Talking to Kansas City, Caroline Weerblom, they are just can't wait to get this game and get that taste of 3 losses out of their mouth. But they're going to have to earn it. Borges. DeMello. Carson Pickett, the premier server, out on that left side, Gary. Nobody serves the ball quite like Carson Pickett.
She's got a brilliant left foot, absolutely stunning, world class. And there's DeMello again, putting on great pressure. She was wonderful in midweek, not just the 2 goals. She set one up for Canoe that was given offside. Brad Jensen, the referee today, and Savannah DeMello was, I just thought, player of the match in that victory.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to be the player to watch, obviously, tonight. And this will be a corner kick from Wang Shuang, who also scored on a penalty kick, making her the first Chinese international to score in the NWSL. Shuang. Service in. Cleared by Kansas City, out of the box. Be careful, watch out for DeMello outside the box. Shuang serves that ball in. Cleared well by Kansas City. Early pressure by Racing Louisville.
Yeah, 2 very good headers, one by Kansas City in defense. Absolutely crucial to do that. And that's why I get the sense that Kansas City going to have the greater urgency tonight, whereas Racing Louisville, 2 wins already back-to-back.
And there's Cassie Miller, the 5'11" goalkeeper, starting tonight for Kansas City Current. A change from Wednesday night, where A.D. Franch started, excuse me. We had a chance to talk to Coach Weerblom about Michelle Cooper's first NWSL goal, and certainly would relieve some pressure for Kansas City, Gary, for Michelle Cooper to get rolling.
Oh, she scored a wonderful goal midweek. Absolute bullet of a shot with her left foot. Right now she's doing more of the defensive duties.
Borges with a shot wide right. Have to be careful. Ari Borges is dangerous outside the box.
She got the goal. It turned out to be the winning goal in the match Wednesday. Lovely little chip over A.D. Franch. So we've got a number of players who on the score sheet. DeMello with 2. Michelle Cooper with a lovely, powerful strike. Borges and Debinya running half the length of the pitch, taking on 4 defenders. Got a bit of a lucky deflection, but still a fantastic goal.
Agreed. Dabinia dangerous as well. Lauren Millay plays that one back in. Howell. There's a shot by Kirsten Davis. Earning another corner kick.
Kirsten's already got one fantastic goal against Angel City this season. But alongside Paige Monahan, Wong Shuang with DeMello just behind. It's a formidable attack that Racing Louisville have.
And they do have some momentum, Gary. They've won back-to-back games. They've scored 3 goals in each. Racing fans are thrilled about that. And Kansas City on the other side, Gary, like you said, are desperate for a win after 3 straight losses.
I guess if we have to give Kansas City fans some positive stats, Louisville on the road have had 2 consecutive losses to the Thorns and the Pride. So yes, at home, back-to-back wins. On the road, maybe not quite as strong, but you do get the sense that Kimber Jorkegren's beginning to turn this Racing Louisville side around. Got some really good signings, and they did play ever so well on Wednesday night's UKG Challenge Cup match.
Oh, here's some good news for Kansas City fans. Dabinia has more goals against Louisville than any other NWS team with 7. Kansas City unbeaten at home, as you said, and, you know, protect this house. You expect them to do just that. Davis out wide on the wing. Kirsten Davis goes end line. Davis. Ball still in, plays it into the box. Looking for a handball, none given. Gary, we got a chance to talk to Caroline Werebloom, and she told us about Mimi Larson, asked to describe her in 1 word: one touch. And don't all love coaches love players who take as few touches as possible?
Oh, absolutely. If you can position the ball where you want with 1 touch, it means you give the defenders less time to react. And certainly the better players are able to do that.
It lends to the beautiful game, in my opinion. Fewer touches, ball movement, switching fields. There's a shot of Vanessa DiBernardo anchoring the middle of that field for a long time for Kansas City. Brad Jensen calling the shots, our referee. Cooper with the ball. Dabinia playing it out wide. Haley Mace. Mace attacking Millay. Mace. Oh, and Mace will serve that in straight. A shot to Katie Lund, the 6'1" goalkeeper.
Great feed from Haley Mace there. She was just tempting the defenders, like, you're going to put a foot in there, you're going to trip me. And in the end, she did all the hard work, and the cross was just too close to the keeper. But brilliant footwork, and to have her starting, she came on as a sub midweek, and the likes of Dabinia starting, Lola Bonta, DiBernardo, it's a very much stronger side.
Oh, terrific outside of the boot pass by DeMello. Well played by Kansas City defense, Gabrielle Robinson. Brad Jensen calls that foul. Gary, you mentioned that goal by Kirsten Davis against Angel City. It was world class. She is a serious threat up top for Racing Louisville.
She certainly is. And on the other side, you look at Cece Kaiser, 3 goals already. Dabinia, 4 goals. And when they get going, Kansas City, especially at home, you have to sort of fancy that the lineup they have has got every chance of winning tonight. But Racing Louisville will look to their last 2 games and say, hang on a sec, we scored 3 in both those games. We might have something to say about that.
Absolutely. Both teams incredibly talented. Cece Kaiser on the ball right now, plays that ball across to Dabinia, always giving it 110%. DiBernardo plays that ball to Cooper. Dabinia out wide. Lola Bonta serves that ball in just a little too close to the goalkeeper, Gary.
Yeah, lovely build-up with those players connecting so well, LaBonta and Dabinia. They're going to be a threat throughout this match. The final product, not great. But I think the importance of this match is that Racing Louisville coming into the weekend anyway, we're only 3 points, 1 win behind a playoff spot, and Kansas City only a point further back. Now, other teams are picking up points or dropping them as we speak. But whoever wins this is going to be either in a playoff position or very close. But the one who doesn't, or if they both draw and only get a point each, they've still got some work to do. But it can change around. The season hasn't been the best start. Both coaches saying to us we wanted more points at this stage. But really, a couple of wins and they'll be in playoff position. So, crucial game this for both sides.
Debinha plays the ball forward to Mimi Larson. Just a powerful player, unable to get in front of that one. Debinha able to keep it in. Jalen Howe gives it up. Debinha. A lovely little ball out wide to Del Fava. To Larson, and a shot! Oh, just wide, Mimi Larson!
That was very close from Mimi Larson. Didn't quite hit it perfectly, but it only went past the post by a foot or so. We were just talking up Kansas City Current on the attack, and they do have all the elements and the skills you need. Lovely little ball played in there. She hits it early, which I like, because it doesn't give defenders a chance to block her, but it's that higher level ability to hit a first-time shot on target, and she doesn't miss it by much.
Not at all. The Swede with 33 caps, Mimi Larson. Abby Urseg anchoring that defensive line for Louisville. Also an Iron Woman, along with Malay and Jalen Howe, played every minute so far of the NWSL. And Carson Pickett, who just served that ball. Paige Monahan cleared by Cassie Miller. Haley Mace. Coach Wereblum described her as an impact player. Oh, beautiful through ball, seam, and a shot, and hits off the post, Mimi Larson again. Kansas City is knocking.
Yeah, another very, very close one. Literally inches away from sneaking it inside that post. And again, she hits it nice and early, Mimi Larson there. She doesn't try and take a second or a third touch. Just as it passes her body, she strikes it. Very similar to the way Michelle Cooper scored midweek. Let it run past her body and hit it first time. Ever so close, Kansas City.
It's that one touch coach was talking about, Mimi Larson knocking on the door for Kansas City. Assistant referee calls a foul. Big Kansas City ball going out. We look at Kirsten Davis there. The St. Louis, Missouri native, Kirsten Davis. Here comes DeMello. High pressuring. Oh, and it's a goal! DeMello does not miss! Oh, what a year she's having, Gary. This is her year. Goal. Louisville 1, Kansas City 0.
Absolutely brilliant commitment to go and chase that back pass down, and there was perhaps a little bit of hesitation in coming out. Have a look. It shouldn't have been that difficult a situation. The ball played back by Croy Soto, and coming off perhaps a touch slowly there, Cassie Miller. But give all the credit to Savannah DeMello. She charges it down, puts her foot out, risks getting hit, and it a little bit fortunately ends up in the back of the net. Slightly under hit, goalkeeper slightly slow to respond. And in the end, they get that goal. Racing Louisville through that effort of Savannah DeMello.
We've been talking about her pregame. We interviewed her. DeMello is the straw that stirs this drink here at Louisville, and her hot streak continues. In the 12th minute here, Savannah DeMello. Kansas City will look to answer quickly here.
That's a tough one for Caroline Wereblum, the coach for Kansas City, because it was a poor kick out by Eddie French in the match Wednesday that got them 1-0 behind and chasing the game. Now a mix-up between centre-back and keeper. They've gifted another goal to Racing Louisville. And the coach was saying, we've got to stop making mistakes. We've got to make it more difficult for our opposition. Well, that was a real gift.
Coach Werebloom talking about we need more possession in the attacking half of the field. And here we go, Haley Mace. Beautiful through ball to Cooper. Cooper one-times it across the middle. Denied by Louisville.
Well, that goal came slightly against the run of play. The way I see it, I thought Kansas City were really on the front foot. Michelle Cooper now coming into the match a bit more. And still feel the Current have plenty of goals in them yet. But every time you keep giving the opposition cheap goals and falling behind, it just makes your life that much more difficult.
CC Kaiser putting on the pressure. The Overland Park, Kansas native. Boy, she's just loving Kansas City, I would say. Her goal scoring percentages has gone way up. Lo LaBonta. Some of the possession coach was talking about. DeMello gets away with a little bit of shove. Service in. Beautiful service in, and Malay just able to keep that ball from going over the end line.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door, aren't they? Kansas City Current opportunities. Already we've seen a couple from Larson. That ball in there, asking a few questions of the defenders.
Still trying to figure out whether it was a throw or a corner.
Thought it was a throw, and it's that's the question mark. The referee's asking just to wait to see if that's a handball.
Ooh.
Looks more like the shoulder to me, coming from Lauren Malay. And I guess VAR is having a quick look.
Brad Jensen, finger to ear, you know what that means. Waiting for VAR to give a decision.
Yeah, it means a sweaty time for Racing Louisville, but doesn't seem like it's been given.
Indeed. Throw in from Mace. Haley Mace seemingly has her way. DiBernardo, one touch in, beautiful through ball. Wide right to Del Fava, just straight into the arms of Katie Lund.
Well, Del Fava doing so well to get on that right-hand side, but got to get that pull back just a little bit further away from the goalkeeper. But really, Kansas City asking a ton of questions of the Louisville defense that have held firm so far, but if they keep this going for 90 minutes, you have to fancy Kansas City are going to not just score one, but maybe a couple of goals.
Gary, speaking of how far should a goalkeeper come out, and you are one of the greatest goalkeepers to ever play the game, would you come out past the 6? What was your delineation of how far you would come out of the goal?
I guess it depends on how far the ball is away from the goal. The further it goes, the more you can come off your line. But generally, your first job is to make sure the ball doesn't go in the back of the net, so don't come too far off.
I've just had coaches say, don't go past the 6. You know, you stay inside the 6. And that ball goes over the end line for a goal kick.
I think you can come way past the 6 when the ball's in the other half. You can come up to the edge of your box, but as soon as they start getting close, then you have to drop back. And, looking at Cassie Miller, big battle going on in goals, Kansas City, with her and Adie Franch. Adie, by her very, very high standards, didn't have the best of games midweek. And now Cassie Miller, question mark. Not quite sure whether she would accept blame or whether she would look at Croy Soto and say it was a bad back pass from the centre back, probably 6 or 1/2 dozen of the other. They both didn't react ideally, but she's got a great chance to make that goalkeeper slot her own, Cassie Miller, if she can put in a really good performance today.
Indeed, she's got 2 clean sheets, had a good start when she did start. Dabinia, sideline. Surely one of the most feared attackers in the NWSL. Handled well by Racing. Here comes Jalen Howe. What a terrific player. Coach Bjorkgren talked about Jalen, spoke of her with such high praise. In fact, he compared her, Gary, to Magdalena Eriksson from Sweden, one of the best players in the world, in my opinion. And Coach Bjorkgren actually coached Magda. And Jalen Howe, he says of her, high soccer IQ, great brain, loves her work rate.
Can I add just one more to that as well? Brave as a lion. Midweek, she had 2 clashes of heads And the next cross that came in, who won it? Jalen Hull won it, and she won it again. Great leader, sort of plays by example as a leader and as a captain, and is absolutely fearless.
She's got a mane like a lion, Gary, so I get that. Racing Louisville, Malay with the throw-in. There's Jalen Howe. Just 23 years old and a captain. Lester out back playing that ball to Katie Lund. Goalkeeper distribution, Gary, is so important, and some goalkeepers, Gary, are really good at it, and others need some work.
Goalkeeper coaches have different views on it. My view is, first and foremost, don't mess up. I see too many goalkeepers playing little silly 2-yard passes and turnover and giving away cheap goals. That's my first thing. Play the ball out, try and build up from the back, fantastic, but don't take big risks. Just play the ball wide, don't play it down the middle of the pitch. But that's just my view. Other coaches obviously have different views.
Agreed. Carson Pickett with another serve into the box. Always danger from Carson Pickett. Borges back to Howe. Wong Shuang in the middle of the park. Borges plays it out wide to Carson Pickett for another service into the box. You can just count on it. And Paige Monahan goes down in the box, but no foul.
Another one of those wonderful balls out from the left by Pickett there, and Paige Monahan unable to get on the end of it, but it's always a testing ball when it comes in from Carson Pickett.
DeMello pushed off the ball by the very strong Michelle Cooper. The 2023 draftee out of Duke. Hunting. Ball gets away from her, cleared by Louisville.
She had a runner on her right-hand side, and I think got to try and play the runner in, especially when you've got a lot of defenders in front of you. She'll learn as she goes along. She's still new to the setup, and Coach Caroline Weerblum just saying, just want to put pressure on her. She's a wonderful talent, great goal, as you mentioned on Wednesday, beautiful strike, but doesn't want her to feel like she has to score a ton of goals every game. She must just play her game and just get used to playing at this level.
Agreed. Bit of a wicked collision in the middle of the field. Two current players running into each other. That's DiBernardo. Catching a breath.
A little bit of friendly fire. Probably just winded when two bodies collide together.
I think it was Debinha that, yep, Debinha again, who is a tank, Debinha. Unintentional, obviously, and hopefully.
It's a knee up as well. If that knee gets you in the stomach, knocks all the wind out of you. Takes a little while to recover. As soon as Debinha came on midweek, made a massive difference. Got the goal that brought them back to 3-2.
There's a look at Coach Caroline Weerblum, who asked to describe Debinha in one word, said world class. I gave her the extra word. World class. Couldn't have said it better myself. Debinha enjoying herself on the pitch and certainly shining big time as DiBernardo hops up.
She's probably thinking, really, my own player? I get enough knocks from the opposition.
Some Teal Town fans enjoying some world-class soccer at Children's Mercy Park tonight as DiBernardo has to exit the field briefly.
You mentioned Coach Weerblum, a former player herself in Sweden and was the Swedish under-19 coach. Took that team to third place finish in the Euro Champs, which is a very good achievement there for a Swedish team. And after she hung up her boots, she started coaching in Sweden as well. So she's been very successful. Now, obviously, a big challenge at Kansas City Current, where success is expected.
And she had a ton of it when she first came on. 2 wins.
Three, I think, first three.
Straight away, and now the roller coaster of 3 losses. But Welcome to the NWSL, where chaos reigns.
It's a tough league, this NWSL. There's no weak teams. And I think all the teams are finding it that every weekend it's a big battle. You never know what to expect, and especially away from home. Even the teams at Portland Thorns, ORA, and the teams that won the trophies last year, even they've been turned over a few times. And it's going to be a tough season for every one of the 12 teams in the NWSL.
DiBernardo jumps back on the pitch. We are all even. As DiBernardo plays that ball out wide to Del Fava. Mimi Larson does such a good job. Debinha goes end line. And Debinha serves and gets the corner. Urseg stuck her boot out, creating that corner kick.
You can see when Debinha gets the ball, not only does she cut in, but her head's up. She's looking for runners. She's not going to just knock it into the box and hope for the best. She was looking to find a red shirt, and good defending to stop her from getting the cross into the danger area.
Lola Labonta playing short to Debinha. Labonta plays that ball in the middle. It's Kaiser. Labonta with a shot! Lola Labonta just over the crossbar.
Good effort from Lola Labonta. A little bit high as it turns out, but it's one of those set pieces that have been practiced. A short corner, they moved it around neatly. Cece Kaiser sets it up here. And then as it falls to Labonta, she tries to bend it around, and just a little bit too much height on it.
But she was ready to strike that ball. So the veteran players, not just veteran, but the high IQ players like Denise O'Sullivan, Gary, they are ready to one-touch strike that ball, and Labonta did just that.
Yeah, you take the opportunity when it comes. If you stop the ball and try to set yourself up, chances are a defender will be on top of you straight away. Another thing about the top players is not only do they touch the ball one touch quickly, they're also aware of everyone around them. They can play it into somebody's path. Almost, they just know exactly who is where.
Debinha coming all the way back for that ball. Labonta, the captain, serves that ball in. Beautiful service off, just off the toe of Michelle Cooper. Robinson to Mace. Mace all the way in the middle of the field, trying to get it to Mimi Larson. Cooper with the service. Abby Urseg. Tall, able to head that one out. Wang Shuang. Oh, plays that ball wide to DeMello. Savannah DeMello. DeMello with the pass to Davis! Kirsten Davis delivers! Louisville 2, Kansas City 0.
Another brilliantly crafted goal from DeMello. Absolutely stunning on the counter-attack. They've been under so much pressure, racing Louisville, and they just break away. DeMello finds that gap, but it's the ability to lift her head and to find Kirsten Davis. But it starts with Wang Shuang, who pushes the ball out wide. She's the one who sets DeMello on her way. DeMello head up, and that pass is weighted absolutely perfectly for Kirsten Davis to stick it into the match. But you have to give Wang Shuang a lot of credit as well for getting DeMello away down that left-hand side, and it really has been smash and grab. They've taken a lot of pressure and they've counter-attacked, and as they did midweek, they've scored a second goal.
That momentum for Louisville has carried into this game. 2 goals. Kirsten Davis with the last one. And that would be her 4th goal, career goal.
Wow, what about DeMello? 2 goals last match, goal and an assist. I think they're just checking the VAR to make sure that
offside?
There's nothing untoward. Yeah, I think they're checking the offside, but it didn't look offside. It looked like a good goal.
We don't have great angles, do we? There's Kim Bjorkegren. Could have been DeMello offside, do you think, with that pass from Shuang?
I wouldn't have thought so, but maybe we'll see it again in a moment. But he's got to be happy, though. Kim Bjorkegren I mean, a win midweek, 3-0 against Chicago, and now 2-0 up away from home at Children's Mercy Park. That's been a fantastic start, assuming the goal is allowed, of course.
You know, one thing that I find amazing about Kim Bjorkegren, let's talk about 9 internationals. 9 internationals on Louisville, and he is from Sweden. That makes 10, okay? So it's a huge melting pot there. And English isn't everybody's first language, so what he's done, I think, is extremely extraordinary. Goal is good.
Yep. It certainly seemed that way in live time, but you never know. And obviously VAR's checked it and said it's good. So battle for Kansas City. They were 2 goals behind midweek. They were 3-1 down. And here they are 2-0 down. And to be fair, they've had a number of chances to have scored.
No question they have, and they've come back before, scoring two goals at Angel City. Wasn't quite enough. Borges with the ball. DiBernardo gets a bit of her. Will be a foul in a fairly dangerous spot here. I'm going to guess DeMello is going to stand behind the ball. She has scored off a direct free kick before, and Wang Shuang will be with her.
They combined so well for that second goal. Wang Shuang in particular, just creating it from midfield. DeMello was on the run and she gave her the perfect ball through. And then great awareness from DeMello to find Kirsten Davies.
And it'll be Shuang playing that ball in. Paige Monahan knocks it back up. Oh, ball parried around a bit in there.
Kirsten Davis just shooting wide, but I think she was blocked. And let's have a look here. So the ball played out to DeMello. No way she's offside. Yeah. So the question mark is here is Kirsten Davis. And let's have a look. Does she slow down? Ooh, wow. That is way closer than I thought it was.
Leg-wise.
Now, her arm doesn't count, but her leg would. They must have got a measuring stick out there or radar or something, a laser beam to figure out whether she was offside or not. But they've given it, and our angle is difficult to see, but they've obviously got better angles, VAR.
Definitely close. Kaiser with the ball. Captain Labonta taken down by Howe, who has the most fouls in the NWSL at 16. Labonta. Debinha. DiBernardo.
That's, I think, Ori Borges there just twisted her ankle as she tried to block it. Just turned her foot and her ankle with it. And that seems to be very painful. But crucial time for Kansas City now. They can't afford to go further down, so they really have to keep it tight. They've been caught in transition. And it was all Racing Louisville defending, and then one transitional moment, and they get punished, Kansas City Current. And I think coaches constantly talk about that. When you're on the attack, be so careful. If you lose the ball, what happens? Have a look here. As she goes there, Borges puts her foot out and just bends her ankle a little bit.
Looked like the ball hit her foot with such pace that it created some issues there. As we look at Kim Bjorkegren talking to Captain Abby Ersegas, not the captain, it's Jalen Howe. Anyway, Kim Bjorkegren talks about his phrase is, you got to make your luck. And how do you make luck, Gary? You work hard. And Racing Louisville right now, it seems to be coming together a little bit. The melting pot is melting.
Oh, they've got to be delighted with that so far, as Coach Bjorkegren. But just going back to the ability to transition, Caroline Werblum, I've got it written down here, what she said to us when we spoke to her a day or two ago. She said, we have to be more careful of turnovers and transition of Louisville. That's exactly how that second goal was scored. They lost possession, and they got turned over in midfield, and they were left 2-on-2 at the back, and they got punished.
Ari Borges, okay, comes back onto the pitch. Another Brazilian international besides Debinha on the pitch tonight. Robinson, Croy Soto, another turnover. Howe. Borges plays the ball back. Lester out wide to Malay.
This little unsubtle shove there.
Haley Mace is tough, no doubt about it. That is one physical player. 5 caps to her credit.
And they must be wondering what's going on here, the current players, because they have created a ton of chances. Mimi Larsson's had a few. They've been knocking on the door. They've been in Racing Louisville's box, and instead they're 2-0 down because they gave away a poor back pass that wasn't responded to, and they got caught in transition with a lovely move by Racing Louisville. But still, you should have enough numbers back to deal with that. So they will be extremely frustrated in the locker room at halftime, no doubt.
And that will be another foul on Howe. She will get a yellow card for that. She is booked. As CC Kaiser goes down.
That's tough for Jalen Howe because a lot of her game is about being strong, getting stuck in. Now she has to be extremely careful. Can't afford another yellow. Let's have a look at it to see where it warrants it. I didn't see much there. She wins the ball. Have a look. She wins the ball there, and then it's more like CC Kaiser falls over it. A free kick, perhaps, but a yellow card must be for obviously repeated infringement. But that wasn't enough for me to push it over the edge. But a bit harsh, but it is what it is.
Completely agree. Debinha, free kick, service in. Mimi Larsson gets a shot. Cleared out by Louisville. Del Fava with the throw. Debinha will intercept that pass. Debinha just getting that ball off to Mace. Labonta. Kaiser.
So I'm going to say this is an important spell now before halftime to try and get one back for Kansas City.
Larsson. Larsson goes end line. Back to goal. I agree. Kansas City would love to get a goal here.
When you go in at halftime 2-1, it's a difference to 2-0. It's a lot to do to get back in the game. At 2-1, having scored the last of those 3 goals, suddenly you're feeling like it's turning your way. And that's exactly what Caroline Weerblom's going to be hoping that the next 8 or so minutes will produce.
Cooper wins that ball. Labonta turns it over. DeMello out wide, wins possession. So good with the ball at her feet, Savannah DeMello. Wang Shuang. Shuang is in. Close to the box. There's Malay. And Malay will play that ball into Davis. Beautifully defended for a corner kick.
Croy Soto doing well there just to stop Kirsten Davis from getting a shot on target. Once again, it's Kansas City Current to have the pressure, but the best opportunities always seem to fall to Racing Louisville. They seem to be sharper around the box, pouncing on any errors. Yeah, frustrating time. No wonder there's a shake of the head there from Caroline Weerblom.
And one of the premier servers in the NWSL, I can't say it enough, Carson Pickett with the left foot, in-swinger. Cleared out, here comes Debinha. Cooper, Labonta, back to Cooper. Cooper's got wheels. Cooper's in. Cooper's gonna, I thought she was gonna shoot. She doesn't. Pulls that ball back, and it is off racing for a corner kick. Kansas City.
That's good play from Kansas City down the left-hand side from Dubinya, getting the ball and turning it, getting it to Michelle Cooper. She plays the 1-2, gets it back. That's fantastic play from the current.
Labonta on the corner. Kansas City looking to capitalize as we enter the final 5 minutes of this first half. Labonta, service. Who else but Abby Ursig? DiBernardo gets a shot, and Katie Lund covers that up cleanly.
Yeah, comfortable for Katie Lund there, straight at her. Decent effort, but needed to be a little bit wider of her to cause the keeper any problems.
Kansas, you gotta love it. The best fans in the world in Kansas City. Kansas City's next home match is May 26 versus the Houston Dash on Paramount Plus. Mimi Larson in the box. And does she touch it last? She does. Goal kick. For tickets, head to kansascitycurrent.com/tickets to purchase yours today. Ursig plays that ball out of the back. DeMello. Pickett. Labonta. The Louisville back line, Gary, not making many mistakes back there in their clearances.
I think that's well said. That's the difference between the two teams.
Offside.
Yeah, they've given them nothing racing Louisville at the back. They've kept it tight. They've kept shots from a distance that Katie Lund's been able to deal with. On the other side, between Cassie Miller and Croy Soto, they gifted the first. They got caught in transition on the second. It hasn't been as good a defensive performance, and yet, I look at Kansas City Current. I think there's so many goals in this team. They could still go on to win this.
They came screaming out of the locker room, and Kansas City scored 2 goals straight away and really had a chance to get a point out of that game. There's no quit in Kansas City. Ursig drops that ball back to Lund. Howe, oh, beautiful play by Chuang. Good numbers back for Kansas City, though. Howe. Out wide to Malay. Malay serves that ball in, far post. Paige Monahan tries to one-time that, Gary. Tough shot, but...
Wow. If she scores from there, that's a golazo, because
yes.
She's going backwards on the volley. It's a high level of difficulty, and credit to her for even trying it.
That was my thought. Brave effort.
Yeah, that's the confidence of Racing Louisville at the moment. 2 wins. They've scored 3 goals in both those matches. They've got 2 goals here already. And DeMello has just been the driving force behind all that success. 2 goals Wednesday, a goal and an assist so far. She is just in great form. And we spoke about her in the USA team. Well, she's certainly putting her hand up to be counted for the trip down under in July, August for the World Cup.
Little hashtag Vlatko on Twitter I've seen several times about DeMello. She certainly is on fire. We shall see. 60 days, Gary, 60 days until the FIFA Women's World Cup. Here comes Dubinya. Low Labonta to Mace. Beautifully stretching the field. Mace will take. Oh, no one was there. Kelly Mace can put the ball in the back of the net. She is dangerous.
She's a wonderful player down that left-hand side. So is Kate Delfava on the other side. They've got so much attacking potential, Kansas City. They just haven't had the breaks in front of goals, and things haven't gone their way at the other end of the pitch, and that's why they're sitting at 2-0 down. But certainly the second half at home, in front of this wonderful crowd, you still think there's a decent chance of turning this around.
Oh, they get 1 goal. The crowd will absolutely be in it. 7 career goals for Haley Mace. She could be next. We mentioned at the top, CC Kaiser, 3 goals and an assist. Cooper plays that ball in. Cleared by Lester. Borges plays it all the way back to Katie Lund. DeMello on the turn. DeMello. Ball in to Davis. Del Fava just did enough to let that ball roll over the end line for a goal kick. Kansas City, Cassie Miller.
It's a very worried coach. 3 losses already and staring a 4th one. It's not a good situation for Kansas City Current. We spoke about the importance of 3 points, how it gets you back very close to the playoffs. Well, another loss drops you even further away from that line. So for Kansas City right now, they just need to somehow get themselves back in this match and try and get something from it. Preferably for them, of course, a full 3 points, because you need that to climb up the table.
And we have just been flashed 6 minutes of stoppage time presented by Verizon. DiBernardo for Kansas City plays that ball out to Debinha. They need to get Debinha in closer, more dangerous situations. Ari Borges, not me. Foul on Lo Labonta. Lo Labonta's been quiet this year. She could score at any moment. Of course, had so many PKs last year.
Remember all those celebrations, different one every week. She was great fun to watch.
She is luminous. Luminous Lo Labonta. Love watching her play. She's got such a joy about her when she plays. What a gift to Kansas City Current. Mace plays that ball back to Robinson, trying to get that ball out wide. Carson Pickett there.
Yes, not the most subtle of contacts right in front of the referee. I don't think you're going to get away with that one.
Labonta letting Savannah DeMello know, my house.
Well, Savannah DeMello let her know that, hey, we're visiting your house, but we've got the goals. She scored one and assisted with the other. Come to your house to take something home with me.
The old scoreboard point. I hear you. I hear you. Katie Lund, all 6'1" of her. Every inch matters, doesn't it, Gary? How tall are you?
6'2". I think you have to be 6 foot and above really to be a keeper. You can get away maybe a little bit less, but then coming for crosses becomes very difficult and very challenging. But 6'1", that's a good height.
I agree. Cassie Miller, 5'11". I noticed that other keepers that are of shorter stature really have to pay attention to how close they are to their line, or else they'll get beat over the top. Mace. 3 minutes in to this stoppage time. Here comes Mace. Mace in the box. Mace serves. Oh, I thought that was Debinha. Again, Louisville blocks another shot. DiBernardo. Here comes Kansas City again. Cooper. Larson. Here comes Larson. Larson with the serve. Oh, I think she got away from her. Kaiser was right in front of the net.
Kaiser was open in the middle. And with the perfect ball, would have just picked her up. But Hayley Mace putting this in for Dabinya. Dabinya's got some space, gets there, it's going either in or towards goal. It gets blocked. And then the other one, Larson's got the chance to pick out KC Kaiser, but Mace doing so well. He just waits, pulls her back, knows where Dabinya is and finds her. But once again, Racing Louisville in defense, fantastic. And then Larson's cross just over the head of KC Kaiser. The chances are there for Kansas City. Could easily be 2-2, if not more, for Kansas City. And I think in the second half, the message from Coach Wehrblum will be, you've got to start taking these chances. You made enough of them, finish them off now.
It's always about finishing, isn't it, Gary? She talked about the attacking third. They've had plenty of opportunities. It's the finishing, it's the scoring of goals as DeMello takes a tumble. There's a foul called on DeMello. Free kick for Louisville.
Crowd don't like it, and they must be getting frustrated with the recent results and the way this game is going. But as you said, just one goal for the Current, and this crowd will be alight and buzzing and right behind their team. It could change everything. That one goal really changes the entire vibe in the stadium.
So much talent on this Kansas City squad. Certainly is possible. About a minute left in this first 45. Louisville up to 2-0. Paige Monahan has a goal on the season. 6 or 7 different goal scorers for Louisville, Gary, and only 4 for the Current.
Well, most of them
in
have gone.
season.
Yeah, most of them have gone to Savannah DeMello. She single-handedly seems to be scoring the majority for Racing Louisville. But you get spells like that. She might go through another spell later in the season where she doesn't score that many. She's more of an attacking midfielder. You wouldn't expect her to be a regular goal scorer like you would a striker.
Yep. I mean, each team came into the game with 9 goals, so they each know how to put the ball in the back of the net. DeMello getting ready. Dangerous DeMello, as always, on set pieces. For an in-swinger here. Service in. Easily played by Cassie Miller.
Yeah, that was way too close to the goalkeeper and too much time on it as well. It doesn't really cause Cassie Miller any problems.
And that is your final whistle as we take a look at Savannah DeMello, who got a goal early on in that second half of the 12th minute. Louisville 2, Kansas City 0.
Yeah, a lot of work for Kansas City Current to do, and they know it. Dabinya, they've had their chances, as we've said. They could easily have scored a whole bunch of goals, but they've been a little bit poor on dealing with the transitions. They've given away that second goal in particular, hurt them. Savannah DeMello, brilliant in that attack, along with Wong Shuang. Finished off by Kirsten Davies. There's a lot of work for the Current to do, and they can't afford a 4th consecutive defeat. So big chat in the locker room coming up from Coach Wehrblum.
Savannah DeMello walking off the pitch. And right now we are joined by Kristen Davis. Hi, Kristen. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Can you describe a little bit about what led up to the goal and your goal? What did you see?
I saw Savannah getting the ball, so I knew I had to get in the box and provide an option for her, and she played a very unselfish ball to me, and we were able to put it back in the back of the net.
That was a brilliant finish, Kirsten. You just kept yourself onside by millimeters, but just looking ahead to the second half, do you see your role more and more as being the target person to hold up play and take some pressure off your defense?
Yes, I think so, and I think for the second half, we just have to keep doing what we're doing and playing our game. It's tough playing on Wednesday, the same team today, but I think we're doing really well.
Kristen, thanks for your time, and congratulations on your 4th career goal.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with the Ally NWSL matchup right here on CBS Sports. Stay with us. And welcome back in. We're going to take a look at our first half highlights, starting with the first goal.
This is the build-up. Yeah, this is an attempt. Larson, she was so sharp early on. Mace just putting the ball through to Kaiser, and the touch was through, but she took these shots. She had one a little bit before that as well that just tested Katie Lund. And then this is the pass back coming from Croy Soto. She's underheaded, and then Cassie Miller comes late to get there, but I suppose you have to give credit mostly to Savannah DeMello for just hopping on that and putting the foot out to block it. And then they were trying to get themselves back in the match. Kansas City Current creating opportunities. Cece Kaiser just laying this off. It gets hit to the edge. And then a quick shot from Labonte just goes over. So they were threatening with the Current, but there was nothing really causing Katie Lund too many problems. And then this is a breakaway, and you've got to give Wong Shuang some great credit here. She gets DeMello free. DeMello's got Akers to run into. That forces Croy Soto to come across and leave Kirsten Davis unmarked, and then she just keeps herself onside, Kirsten Davis, literally by millimeters, and tucks that into the back of the net. And just before half-time, some build-up. Michelle Cooper onto the edge of the box. Larson tries to whip it in here. Cece Kaiser's free. You can see her with her hand saying, "Give it to me, put it on my feet. I was open, I was free." But she has the look, just isn't able to get it on target.
And the fan of the day for sure. A quick look at our halftime stats. Shots are equal. Shots on goal, 2 for Racing Louisville. And look at that, even Steven on the possession, Gary. Anything jump out at you?
Well, I can add to that. The XG is 0.53 for the home side, 1.02 for Racing Louisville. So Kansas City not doing enough in terms of creating proper chances, but touches in the opposition box, 13 for Kansas City Current, just 7 for Racing Louisville. So it says to you, Kansas City are getting in the box, they're just not creating good goal-scoring opportunities.
And let's look at our weekend scoreboard. Look at that upset, Gary. Orlando Pride over the undefeated, well, they used to be 2-1. What a finish. As you can see, the other scores. And then, of course, tomorrow on Paramount Plus, we've got 2 games at 5 and 6 o'clock. Hope you can join us for them. We will return with the second half of the Ally NWSL broadcast right here on CBS Sports. Come back with us. And welcome back to Children's Mercy Park, where the score is Louisville 2, Kansas City 0, but we have 45 more minutes ahead of us. But let's take a look at this new Kansas City Current Stadium. I'm telling you, it is awesome. It's the only stadium in the world built for a women's pro sports team, opening in 2024. Looks pretty sharp, huh, Gary? Fantastic.
It looks stunning, doesn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Look at that.
Gorgeous. It's certainly something to be excited about. The Longs are certainly setting the precedent here. And this is the beam, Gary, that they're all signing. All the fans, super fan here, have all come up and signed the beam that is going to be a part of the new stadium. What a brilliant idea.
Wow. I presume that beam will be visible to everyone who signed it, which means every time they go to the stadium, they'll see their signature up there.
I tell you, there are going to be a lot of fans at that new stadium. We will return with the second half when we come back of the Ally NWSL broadcast right here on CBS Sports. And welcome back to the fabulous Children's Mercy Park here in Kansas City. I mean, it is a beautiful, beautiful night, about 70 degrees, perfect night for football. Louisville to Kansas City 0, but Kansas City will start with the kickoff here. Kansas City in red, as you know, and Louisville. And Gary, are we expecting any changes, substitutions?
Yeah, just one for Kansas City Current. Addie Merrick's come in at centre back for Croy Soto. I don't know if that's due to injury or whether the coach has felt that Croy's back pass was got them into trouble in the first place and maybe got exposed a little bit for the second goal as well. Either way, the change is made. Let's see if it makes a difference.
Addie Merrick played at Kansas University, so she will be fresh and ready to go. Kansas City plays that ball deep into the Louisville defensive third, cleared out by Urseg. Kirsten Davis. Pay attention to those clears. Not there, not to dangerous DeMello. Labonta, beautiful footwork. Dabinia, DiBernardo out wide. Haley Mace owns that left flank. Labonta. Dabinia. She only needs a half a step, Gary.
Yeah, really expecting Kansas City Current to really come at Racing Louisville, put them under pressure, attack them, of course. That leaves them vulnerable to the transition, and maybe that's where Eddie Merrick comes in. Slightly more experienced than Soto. So if you are going to push forward, you want someone at the back who can read the situation. But it doesn't matter whether you lose 2-0 or 3-0, Kansas City Current have to go for it, and they have to really put some pressure on and create good goal-scoring opportunities. That's interesting. He hit the referee, but went back to the same player, so I thought he might have just continued, but nonetheless. That's what they have to do, Kansas City Current. There's, you know, in recent losses, they've talked about the number of shots on target and how they should have scored more, especially at home to San Diego Wave. They had something like 20 shots and weren't able to score a goal. And yet in 6 of their other of the 7 matches, they've scored 2 goals. So even in the last one against Louisville, they lost that 2-3. So if you score in 6 occasions out of the last 7, you score 2 goals or more, then no reason why they can't get a couple here tonight.
DiBernardo takes that off the foot of Schwong. DiBernardo, Larson, Dabinia. Cooper, beautiful build-up. A little miscommunication there with Cooper and DiBernardo. That back line for Louisville has been very stout this evening. Oh, a beautiful touch pass. Fortunately goes out of bounds.
And that's what we were talking to Kirsten Davis about at halftime, is that ability to hold things up, hold the play up, stop them from attacking. It's going to be a hard second half for her in particular. She might get the odd through ball, but a lot of her work's going to be just closing down the center backs, trying to stop them from attacking the back line of Racing Louisville.
And here comes this high pressure that Coach Bjorkegren loves, and there's the turnover. Fortunately, Kirsten Davis could not handle it. They've been using it all year, Gary, to some success, more draws than wins, but the high press has been working of late.
Well, something's definitely working. 2 wins and 2-0 up here at halftime. It really is happening for Kim Bjorkegren. Tough season last season, and a tough start to this one, but so far in recent games it looks like he's getting it all together. Quite the opposite for Caroline Wehrblum. After a good start, it seems to be coming apart a little bit.
Speaking of some of the young players right here, the Mac Herman winners for the past 3 years, well, it was Michelle Cooper last year, but Jalen Howe was a back-to-back winner in 20 and 21, and there are, I believe, 6 back-to-back winners for women in the Mac Herman. It's a trivia question for you soccer nerds out there. Who are those 6 people? And I'll give you the first one. My favorite player, Mia Hamm, was the first one to win back-to-back Mac Hermans. Can you think of any others, Gary?
I'm depending on you for that. You've got all the knowledge of this. But it's a great achievement to do that back-to-back.
Oh, it really is.
Absolutely fantastic. And 2 fabulous players. Michelle Cooper was seen on Wednesday night when she tucked that ball away. She absolutely smashed it past Eddie French. Absolutely brilliant finish from Michelle Cooper. And of course, we've been talking about Jalen Howe and how tough and strong she is in midfield, and what a great leader, more importantly, she is for Racing Louisville.
Indeed. Del Fava is in. Plays the ball to Mimi Larson. Oh, just tries to get it to Dabinia, crashing through. Mace wins it back. Here comes Kansas City. Unfortunately, plays that ball over the end line. Katie Lund with a goal kick as we look at CC Kaiser.
So just to correct myself, I said Michelle Cooper against Eddie French. I meant Katie Lund. One of those, I was looking somewhere else when I was answering your question.
I know, right? Cindy Parlow is another one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and after Cindy Parlow, I believe it was Morgan Bryan, now Gautreau. Doing it back-to-back is not easy. And here comes Paige Monahan. Monahan passes it off. There's Davis with a shot. Oh, great save by Cassie Miller as Kirsten Davis was going near post, Gary.
It's a good effort from Kirsten Davis. It's a tight angle. It's difficult to get that on target, and it forces a very good save from Cassie Miller. Have a look here. It's a tight-ish angle. She just tries to sneak it in near post.
Kirsten Davis creating some problems for the Kansas City back line, and it will be a corner kick, the third for Racing Louisville and Carson Pickett. Usually looking for the head of Abby Ursag. She has scored on a header this year. Pickett. Playing the ball in a danger low, cleared out by Mace. Wong Chuang to DeMello. Getting that ball back out wide to Pickett. Kansas City unable to clear, and there's a shot by Borges! Ari Borges just wide left.
It's a lovely bit of play from the entire Racing Louisville attack there, with Borges, again, not far off target. They just managed to keep recirculating it, especially from Carson Pickett. She kept knocking it back into the danger area, and eventually they got that shot that just whistles wide.
Here comes CC Kaiser on the dribbler. The dribbler that she is, Kaiser just placed that ball off to Cooper into the box. Kaiser. Lola Bonta looking. DeMello trying to defend. DiBernardo serves that ball in out wide to Cooper. Can she get to it? Just a little far. Too far. Goal kick.
They're just not creating enough, Kansas City. And on the other side, Racing Louisville don't get as many chances, but they seem to get an end product. Look, Carson Pickett just gets it to Borges, and she knocks it wide. And I tell you what, that is not far away. And to be fair, Abby Ursek was waiting for the keeper just to parry it out. So they're more clinical when they get chances, Racing Louisville. More chances to Kansas City, but Louisville more likely to take them so far in the game.
And that time, Kirsten Davis was offside. The Current playing it out. Del Fava on the flank to Cooper. So hard to take the ball off Michelle Cooper's foot. She's so strong. Mimi Larson. Abby Urseg, underrated. You take a touch a little too far on Urseg, and she will win it. Over the top ball to DeMello. DeMello outside the box. Beautiful run by Monahan. Monahan goes end line. Monahan's in, and the substitute, Addie Merrick, number 26. Beautiful defense for Kansas City.
Again, brilliant play from DeMello. She's got the ball. She's looking inside. She either hears a call or she can see Paige Monahan coming up out of her periphery vision. And she looks as if she's going to play it in, and then she sets Monahan away into acres of space with time to try and deliver a good cross in the box. And she nearly manages to do that, Monahan. But DeMello just pulling the strings there for Racing Louisville.
It will be the fourth corner kick for Racing Louisville. Wong Chuang to take it with her left foot. Be an outswinger. Interesting choice. Ball's up. Cassie Miller, all 5'11", with those arms stretched high, pulls that one in cleanly.
It's got too much height in it. It gives a goalkeeper lots of time to pick the one out the sky, and not the ideal corner. You want to put it in with a little bit more pace than that, I would think.
Anything to cause the goalkeeper to not sure whether she should come out, and you're right, a well-paced ball. Here comes Debinha through the middle of the park. Debinha takes a shot, ricochets off. Great play by Malay. Kaiser was waiting to pounce. Urseg. Out wide to Lester. This Louisville defense, Gary's coming together nicely.
It certainly is. Abby Ursek at the back is just colossal. She's been brilliant throughout the match. They've closed shots down, they've defended them, but there's still plenty time yet for the Current to get back into this match.
DeMello fouled again. Got to keep her cool. DeMello ejected earlier in the season for kicking a ball out of bounds on her second yellow. She has shown much more composure since then.
And of course, we're getting to that time around about the 60-minute mark where coaches start to make substitutions. For Kansas City, of course, there's Kristen Hamilton on the bench. That'd be an exciting option. Izzy Rodriguez, I thought she was very good on Wednesday. Fantastic pace down the left-hand side. Really caused problems with the Racing Louisville defense.
Here comes Debinha. Once again, Debinha down the middle of the park. Debinha puts it on her right foot. Larson to Debinha. Debinha turns. Oh, Debinha just over the crossbar. Debinha on goal 39. You just feel it's coming.
Wow, what do they have to do, the current, to score a goal here? I thought that was coming because Debinha hits great skills, gets a shot, it gets blocked. Then there was a chance for Larson. She doesn't control it properly. Comes to Debinha, she turns and just sticks it over the crossbar. So close, and yet they haven't managed to break that Racing Louisville defense.
What a turn by Debinha. My goodness, that was world class. She is so strong. Malay, Iron Woman over there for Louisville. Throws it in. Schwang, Malay, Borges. One of 9 Brazilians in the NWSL. Boy, what a blessing they've been. Carson Pickett. Just a little too far in front of Monahan.
If there's any tired legs for Racing, they have a couple of options on the bench as well. We talked about the subs for Kansas City. I'll tell you in a moment.
And Davis is in. Beautiful turn by Davis to get in, but she pulls it back. Monahan dribbles over to Borges. Oh, Borges with a lovely fake, and the left foot shot just didn't catch all that.
The idea was good. It might have got a deflection on the way through, judging by the player's body language. But just look at the bench. Uchema Kanu is available. Tembi Katlana, the South African's available. So Racing Louisville, if they need to freshen things up, they certainly can do that.
And indeed, a deflection was called, and it will be a corner, another corner for Racing Louisville, their 5th of the evening. Pickett with the service in. Miller punches it out, unable to corral it. Del Fava over to the right flank to clear it for the Current. DeMello, Borges. Wong Schwang. Too far ahead for Monahan. There was an interview with Paige Monahan done locally, and she said, my main goal this whole year has been working on finishing clinically in the attacking third, and she has done that this year 1 time. And I think she's been dangerous for Racing up top. Oh, what a beautiful ball through. Here comes Debinha. Debinha in the box. Debinha's service. Carson Pickett sort of shouldered that out. Del Fava out wide to Labonta. Lots of players in the box. Del Fava to Larson, lays it off for DiBernardo. Again, looking for another handball, not there. Labonta. Unfortunate to not get a corner kick off that.
Wow, what a scramble. Everything was happening there. The ball was bobbling all over the place. They were trying to clear it, Racing Louisville, hitting their own players as they were clearing it. But once again, they got the job done.
Monahan to Davis. Davis through ball to Monahan. Monahan's in the box. Monahan looking for a runner. Wong Schwang is far post. Now outside the box. Malay on the run in. Malay with the serve. Robinson up to head that ball. Schwang to DeMello. Oh, what a beautiful pass. Thought that went over the end line, but it did not. Schwang wants a corner kick.
This is end-to-end stuff now, isn't it? This is like 2 punches just having a go, 2 boxers rather, just having a go and just punching, because it's one end to the other. Chances being created. You think Kansas City are going to get back in the match, then suddenly Louisville pop up and they have a chance to go 3 ahead. Wow. This is a really exciting game, as it was on Wednesday.
It truly is back and forth, Gary. And here's a yellow card given.
Against the coach, Kim Bjorkegren.
Wasn't exactly sure, but okay. Coach Bjorkegren getting that yellow card. Didn't we tell not to argue with the referees, Gary?
Well, he's winning 2-0 as well, but maybe he feels there was a decision that went against them. And here is the substitution. Paige Monahan who's put in a real shift. And as we suggested, Uchenna Kanu coming on with fresh legs, and she was very sharp on Wednesday, had great opportunity, set up one of the goals for DeMello. So this is another big threat for Kansas City Current, someone they're going to have to keep a close eye on.
Kanu, a Nigerian international with 12 caps for her country. Just starting to round into form for her. Kanu played in the Mexican League last year for Tigres, and she can score goals. Here comes Pickett with the service in. Urseg is up. Always looking for Abby Urseg, and she throws that one over the crossbar.
Good header from Urseg. Difficult to direct that when you've got defenders leaning all over you, but at least she won the header, and it wasn't too far over the bar.
Mimi Larson comes off for, as you predicted, Izzy Rodriguez. She scored a banger for Kansas City earlier this year. Coach Wehrblum says about Izzy, she's a game changer. Let's see if she's about to change this game.
She's got great pace, really has. I just wonder now whether that means Debinha pushes higher up into that sort of false 9 role. Time will tell.
Oh, there's a giveaway to Davis. A through ball to Kanu. Just cuts that ball back, Kanu does, to DeMello. DeMello on her left foot, pulls it back. Beautiful one touch out to Pickett. And a service from, no, Pickett. She went for Cassie Miller, nonetheless. Corrals that for a clean save. Debinha.
I just wonder if it was a cross that wasn't very accurate, because there was a runner in the middle of the box waiting for the ball.
Cooper. Michelle Cooper with a shot. Why not? And Katie Lund covers that up. Here's Urseg coming out of the back, the veteran. Absolute rock. DeMello plays that ball. Kirsten Davis. Davis is running at the defense, and Davis takes a shot. And Cassie Miller does not touch it, goes out for a goal kick.
And that's exactly the role she said she was going to play. Second half, get the ball, run at the defense, keep them on the back foot so they can't throw too many bodies forward. And Kirsten Davis doing a really good job there. Just a little bit off target. If she had gone left to right and a bit lower, it would have caused Cassie Miller all sorts of problems.
Again, a poor clearance. Jalen House sticks that in, and Kanu goes down in the box. No foul. The Current just need to do a better job of clearing it. Here comes Mace. Ball through to Debinha, but loses the foot race with Leicester. They've just been so close, but nothing yet. Labonta.
I think the referee is not necessarily giving a foul. He's just saying it's a head wound. You need to see to it straight away. I think he put his hands up as to say, sorry, I have to stop the game. And quite right there from Brad Jensen.
It's the first time I've seen the official go to point to the head, and rightly so. We do not mess with concussions in the NWSL. Let's get it checked out quickly.
Let's have a look at it again. Lola Bonta getting up, just with his shoulder there. I don't think there's anything nasty about it at all, but for Ori Borges, it's a smack in the back of the head, and that's never pleasant. This is a minute or so for some of the Kansas City players just to have a little chat and get their head around the fact that they've got to find goals and find them soon. Even a draw at home is not really a good result for the Current. It's better than where they are now, of course. And I think they're looking at maybe trying to get one, get back in the match, equalize, and then go for a winner.
There's your two center midfielders, Captain Labonta talking with Vanessa DiBernardo, communicating about how can they get the ball in the back of the net. As we look at the Brazilian Borges, she's okay. There's Jalen Howe, the captain for Louisville, 23-year-old named captain. Kim Bjorkegren has much high praise for her. Said she went away last year and she came back fitter with more muscle on her body, and it just spoke to she meant business. As we can see, Borges jogging back on.
No foul given, and the fans are getting really uptight now. I think they've been expecting the Current to get back in this match, and they've certainly had the chances, but as time goes on, I think they're getting more and more frustrated. If a goal does go in, wow, we're going to see this place light up.
I know, exactly right, Gary. They sure are trying. Merrick. A turnover in the midfield, just too far in front of DiBernardo. Canu plays it back to Pickett with the ball over the top. Oh, watch out. Here comes DeMello. This is what she does the best. Savannah DeMello plays the ball back to Canu. Canu looking to go end line. Del Fava holds her up. Here comes DeMello, and a service in with the left foot. Oh, just past Kirsten Davis. Malay. Looking for Borges. Kaiser, DiBernardo. Kansas City transitioning. Just unlucky. Ball did not go over the top there. Del Fava goes down. Foul on Canu.
I haven't seen enough Del Fava pushing down that right-hand side. I think she's a crucial player in the attack. We've seen a lot from Hayley Mace on the left, especially early on in the match, but I think Kate Del Fava needs to get herself more involved and try and whip some crosses in.
Here's Mace. Does well out on that flank. Ball back to Debinha. Just over the head of Cooper. Debinha looking to serve that into the box. They're getting some numbers in the box, Kansas City is. Katie Lund. It's a good look at Del Fava and Debinha. As we approach the 70th minute mark, plenty of time for Kansas City to get back into this one. It starts with winning those 50-50 balls, doesn't it, Gary? Just that winning those 50-50 balls gives you that energy to go forward and compete.
Yeah, they have to dig deep now at Kansas City. They just can't afford another loss, and Kim Bjorkegren's side are looking comfortable. They've defended superbly well, and they're always threatened to get a third goal on the breakaway. So crucial that for Kansas City Current, you raise the energy levels, you keep going at Racing Louisville, you make sure you don't get caught in transition, and you try and get that one goal that really is going to turn things around in this match, I would think. Get that crowd behind you, get everybody pumped up.
DiBernardo to take this free kick. Mace. An impact player. Howe playing the ball over the top. Addie Merrick has been extremely busy since entering the game in the second half.
I think Addie Merrick was actually pleased that went out in the end because she had to chase back. She got wrong side of the player, and then the whistle went, so it just took the pressure off for a moment.
No foul given. Davis has some issue with that. Kansas City ball back to Merrick.
Oh, good pressure coming from Racing Louisville.
Their high press has been outstanding these last couple of games, which has resulted in 2 victories. Debinha. Cooper, beautiful one-touch ball. Oh, terrific vision there. Debinha, ball at Debinha's feet. Debinha looking to serve. And Debinha does serve the in-swinger. Oh, Michelle Cooper going for the back heel. Wow. I love brave opportunity. Lund makes the save.
That's a bit better from Kansas City. At least we're getting a sort of a shot on target, something that bothers the visiting goalkeeper. Debinha with a good ball into the box. Just finds Michelle Cooper, but Michelle can't quite get much. As you said, it's a bit of a back heel without power, but it's a lovely ball in from Debinha. Let's have a look at it again. Debinha does so well. Head up, she's looking. She can see Michelle Cooper. She's going to measure it, but it just goes behind her. Still brilliant to get it on target, but there's no power on it. And in the end, it's quite comfortable for Katie Lund just to scoop it up.
It really makes you appreciate the difficulty of degree of serving a ball right in the, box, 3-yard box. That just got behind Cooper just a little bit. Mace. No call there. This could be trouble. Labonta is tagged with a yellow card there on that foul.
Yep, crowd are not happy, but I think it's probably for repeated infringement. That's a frustration for Kansas City Current. They're just not finding a way past Racing Louisville. I think you have to go back to the first goal. It's a poor back pass from Croy Soto. It's a slow response from Cassie Miller. DeMello brilliantly gets in there and stops the ball being cleared down the pitch and deflects it into the goal. And then you're 1-0 down. Now you're chasing the game. You chase a bit too much. You get caught in transition. You're 2-0 down. But it all stems from the first error, which is just a poor back pass. And they've paid the price, Kansas City. And now they really have a uphill task, but at least the energy's there. They're super fired up. They just mustn't get caught on transition again and give away a third, because then you would think it would be game all over.
Schwang. Izzy Rodriguez steps in, physical play. Cooper. Just frustrated at every turn. Hal is able to get that turnover. DiBernardo, DeMello. Oh, DeMello's in. Davis is in the box. Sir. Schwang. Another block by Kansas City. Well done. Far side, left side. Rodriguez on that left flank. Tons of space in front of her. Ball to Kaiser's feet. Some patience here. Kansas City ball out wide to Cooper. Michelle Cooper. Debinha. Labonta. Poor communication there, trying to chip that in behind the Louisville defense. Not good enough. Goal kick.
You can see the frustration on their face. And here we got a couple of subs coming in. I think that's what it needs now, some fresh ideas, some fresh legs, throw everything at Racing Louisville and just see if you can get through. As I said, whether you lose 2-0 or 3-0 doesn't really make a difference. You just got to try and get back in the match and maybe start taking a few extra risks.
Getting chippy here this game. Our referee, Brad Jensen, trying to keep things under control and safe as we look at our substitution. Here's another look at Davis. Nothing there, unfortunate. Kirsten Davis is going to take a seat. She will be replaced by Tembi Katlana, the fastest player on Racing Louisville. She is dangerous.
It was Tembi Katlana who set the goal up. In the end, the decisive goal by Ari Borges in the match on Wednesday night.
Looks like Alex Chidiak is coming on for Kansas City, and Alexa Spanstra coming on for Lola Banta. Coach Werebloom has been impressed with Spanstra, number 77. Out wide, Debinha. Debinha serves in with the left foot. Carson Pickett there. DiBernardo. Ursig clears. Kansas City trying to press, trying to get that goal. Izzy Rodriguez, game changer, plays that ball. Causing trouble, Cooper's on it. Debinha, ball at her feet. Just a couple of back passes that just haven't worked. Racing Louisville's next home match, May 27th, versus the North Carolina Courage. For tickets, head to racingloufc.com to purchase yours today. There's Chidiak. Alex Chidiak, number 27. The Australian. Here comes some of that speed from Tembi Katlana. Kanu is in. Kanu, a dangerous goal scorer. Oh, and guess who else? DeMello, apparently. There's an element of surprise there, Gary, but it looked like it was destined for Tembi Katlana.
She's so committed to Mello, isn't she? Throwing her body around, but she closes down in the box. Whenever she picks a moment, when she closes someone down, she sprints to them. She causes all sorts of problems for opposing defenses. She's been absolutely fantastic, both in the match Wednesday and today.
Chidiak, back to Malay.
I guess if Kansas City can't turn this around in the next 10 minutes or so, they at least have 4 of the next 5 at home, including today. So it'll be 3 of the next 4 after this match. They've got Houston at home, North Carolina Courage home, OL Reign away, and Chicago home in the Challenge Cup. So in front of this wonderful crowd, they can maybe try and turn their form around, but they'd rather do it in the next 10 minutes if they can.
I got excited because Kristen Hamilton apparently is coming into the game. Her first time. She'll get in about 12 minutes here. Hamilton, 7 goals and 2 assists last year for Kansas City. They desperately want her back on the pitch. So glad to see her healthy. Izzy Rodriguez changing the game, stepping in, winning balls, 50-50 balls all over the pitch. Kaiser from Merrick. Kaiser tries to win it back, unable to get that ball to Debinha. Here's DeMello. Trying to get that ball to Kanu, who has wheels as well. What a goal scorer Kanu is. Ball over the top. So far, this Racing Louisville back line has had answers for every attack so far. DeMello. Katlana. Merrick beautifully defended against Kanu.
You're talking about the defense of Racing Louisville. The expected goals for Kansas City Currents 1.09. So on average, they should have scored by now, and they haven't, due to the fantastic commitment of the entire Racing Louisville team, getting behind the ball here, just closing down wherever they can.
Dabinia. Nutmegs. Pickett. Spanstra. Gonna have another substitution here, and a huge applause for Kristen Hamilton. Look at all the fans. They remember Hamilton. 7 goals, 2 assists last year. She comes in for Michelle Cooper. And I know of all the people that is excited to be on that pitch, it's Kristen Hamilton. Del Fava, service in. Del Fava. Oh, Spencer gets a head on it, but not on goal.
You can see Kristen Hamilton, yeah, just clapping her hands and saying to everyone, come on, we need to take it up another level. Give me service, I'll hit the back of the net, but we've got to work hard for the last 10 minutes.
DiBernardo given a card for that foul on Borges. Borges and DeMello have been hitting the turf quite a bit this evening.
There didn't seem to be much contact, but Borges went down immediately afterwards. Have a look here. I don't quite see that as a bookable offence, but again, it could be accumulation of tackles in the midfield, but there was hardly anything in that.
About 8 minutes and stoppage time here, and then the offside flag goes up.
So for all the chances Kansas City have created, their XG, the expected goals, is only 1.09, for Racing Louisville 1.53. So they're half a goal better off in terms of chances created, the visitors. And at the end of the day, if they walk away with a victory, you've got to say that they've created more chances, they've taken them, and overall that's what this game is all about. So tough day at the office for Kansas City Current, but they still have 7 or so minutes to change the narrative.
You know, you're still going to get 100% from Dabinia. Kristen Hamilton. Players go all out, 110%. Kaiser. Del Fava. Lays that ball off to Dabinia. Howell will clear that. Cassie Miller. Good distribution by Miller there. Robinson. Out wide to Rodriguez. Oh, what a beautiful seam pass to Haley Mace. But yet again, Lester, terrific job back there for Louisville. Spanstra. Oh, beautiful turn by Spanstra. Spanstra coming to the middle of the pitch. Spanstra will shoot. Save.
Great little bit of skill there from Alexa Spanstra. Little trick. Beats 1, beats 2, gets a shot again. Doesn't really cause Katie Lund too many problems with the shot, but still fantastic skills. Let's have a look at it here. I think you missed the earlier skill where she did a bit of a trick. That's just the end, but the shot again, right down the goalkeeper's throat. You've got to try and get it left or right to really test Katie Lund.
Spanstra, the 10th pick in the 2023 draft. Played at UVA. Just 23 years old. Adding to the youth movement here. Ally is proud to support this presentation of the National Women's Soccer League. Ally, do it right. DiBernardo's got to be careful with our yellows. DeMello, beautiful cutback ball to Canoe. Del Fava, Canoe with the serve. Oh, she tries to bend that in. Great save by Cassie Miller.
Good save by Miller. Nice little shot by Canoe, but again, DeMello was the one who created it with a lovely reverse pass. It nearly put Canoe right through, and it's exactly the pass she had midweek when Canoe's goal was given as offside. DeMello's vision and ability to pass under pressure is absolutely superb.
Almost. Beautiful turn from DeMello. Goes out of bounds. Kristen Hamilton with 23 career goals in the NWSL. She's a player. Urseg.
Good play again from Racing Louisville. They really have been superb. This will be their third win in a row, and they really are getting up ahead of steam. Is Kim Bjorkegren's team.
Katlana to Kanu. You can just see that combination might be dangerous.
Obviously, for Kansas City, it's the opposite way now. This will be a 4th defeat in a row. And that really is a worrying situation for Coach Wehrblum.
Malay plays that ball into the box. Cleared by Delfava. Kanu is going to go to the corner. Throw in Louisville. Jordan Baggett coming in for Savannah DeMello.
Just to provide some fresh legs, because DeMello has worked so hard. She's run herself absolutely ragged.
Baggett comes over from the Washington Spirit from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Just sort of the tone of the evening. That ball goes out off of Kansas City, and it will be a corner kick.
All about working the clock down now for Racing Louisville, and maybe getting a third.
And Kristen Hamilton blocking that one out of bounds. Another corner kick for Louisville.
There's no rush to take it, and if they get it, they've got to keep possession.
Their 6th of the evening. Katlana, South African international, causing all kinds of problems. Jalen Howe, Pickett.
Good play from Kanu again, just slowing everything down, making it difficult for Kansas City to get out of their half. Just pushing that throw in back. You know, as we sort of wrap this game up, you look at the 2 games, Wednesday night and today, same teams, and the result has come courtesy of the same sort of route, and that is giving away a goal early on by Kansas City. In the first match, it was Adi Franch's poor kick out that DeMello then punished. This one, it's a bad back pass from Croy Soto that Cassie Miller doesn't quite read. And if you give good teams a start against you, you give them a 1-goal lead, it can be very, very difficult to break them down, and that seems to be what's happened in both these games.
Well, when we were talking to Coach Bjorkegren, he said one of the keys to the match tonight will be the momentum in the game. And what you're describing is that first goal given, that was a big momentum changer. Yeah,
100%, because from then onwards you start having to chase the game a little bit. Now you get caught in transition. Now you're having to chase the game a whole bunch because you're 2-0 down. Whereas if you don't give away the first goal, you can keep it tight, keep it at 0-0. You can keep it at 0-0 until the 80th minute if you're the home side. But when you're 1 down or 2 down as the home side, you've got to chase a little bit. And they've done that. I mean, give Kansas City current credit. They've really worked hard, but they just haven't created enough good chances, and they haven't taken them. And that really is going to be a big concern for Coach Wehrblum.
I mean, I think we agree Kansas City is getting plenty of shots. They're just not on target, and they're not finishing enough.
Yeah, you got to ask, what has Katie Lunn done in goals? Not a hell of a lot. She hasn't really been tested.
Credit to that back line and the pressure that Louisville has been able to escape in that defensive third. This will be a throw in for Louisville.
Big days for Abby Urseg, Carson Pickett, Julia Lester, Lauren Millay. Absolutely fantastic job at the back.
Ursig at 5'10", able to do a lot of damage back there. And it is 4 minutes of stoppage time, presented by Verizon. There's Rodriguez. Out on that left flank, Robinson, Merrick. DiBernardo misses that one. Dabinia, what an unsung tackle from Hal. Rodriguez, there's Hamilton's first touch on the ball. Welcome back, Kristen. Fouled by Baggett, free kick. Good to see her back out on the pitch. Hasn't played at all this year. This is her first game back. Del Fava. Dabinia. Nice possession in this third. Oh, here's Hamilton, our first game back. Oh, and it's, oh, what a save. Talk about Gary Wen. Unbelievable save. Katie Lund.
That is a world-class save. It's the first big save she's had to make, but it is absolutely brilliant. See where it gets hit from, right there. That's about 8 yards out from DiBernardo, and she's got her hand to it, and she's got it away from danger. She hasn't dropped it at Haley Mace's feet. She's pushed it out for a corner. Brilliant, brilliant save
what a
from
pass.
Katie Lund.
I'm sorry, what a pass by Hamilton. Service by Mace for Kansas City. In the waning moments, can they get one? Kaiser. Ball bouncing around, and there's a shot and another save by Lund. Spanstra with the rocket.
What an ending, absolutely stunning. And again, Lund makes the save. And all sorts of frustration from Dabinia, but they've left it too late, Kansas City. That's what they should have been testing Katie Lund earlier with those sort of efforts. Brilliant goalkeeping, and they've come so close. Frustrating. Just to get one back would have made it feel a little bit better, as they did midweek.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You called that into being. What has Katie Lund done for me lately? Well, wow, she is working.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. This is ball in. That's a touch there, a scramble comes out. Now here's the effort, comes through some bodies and even takes a bit of a deflection on the way through to Katie Lund. And she still manages to react. But the one before that was even better. The right-handed save from, 8 yards out from DiBernardo. Top class.
Absolutely. Denied. Welcome to Fort Knox, Katie Lund's house. There's nothing more frustrating, Gary, than being point-blank range and unable to put the ball in the back of the net after all the effort they put in tonight.
A little bit of concern here. They're taking their time to make sure Ari Borges is 100% okay before continuing. Maybe she took a bang in the mouth.
She was the one that the referee pointed to his head to look at, so. And it was quite the collision.
A little bit of a chat going on amongst the Racing Louisville players. Let's have a look here as she goes for Ari Borges, eyeing the ball. A whole bunch of bodies come flying together. Not quite sure if it's her own player, Canoe, who hits her or not.
Friendly fire.
Yeah.
Part of the problem is when you're looking up at the ball and you're not paying attention to what, and how can you? Because you're looking at the ball. It is sometimes makes the collision a little bit more damaging.
Well, that's the commitment from players, and you have to keep your eye on the ball. You start looking at players, then you're either going to pull out the tackle or you're not going to see exactly where the ball is. But that total commitment means you can't protect yourself because you don't know what's coming your way. And that's great commitment there from Ari Borges, sorry.
How badly does Katie Lund want a clean sheet?
Wow. Wow. The first of those saves with the right hand was just world class. I mean, from 8 yards out, when that ball gets hit hard, which it does, you got a split second to respond from DiBernardo's strike. Literally a split second, and she gets her arm out. And what can happen there is you can either not have a strong arm and it goes in, or you can drop it at whoever was waiting. I think it was Mace or somebody was waiting free in the box. But she guides it out for a corner, which in itself is just magnificent.
How many reflex drills did you do? I'm sure you weren't running 6 miles. All of your goalkeeper drills were about, to be able to make that save.
Oh, sure. It's what you do hour after hour. That's the main part of goalkeeping is reflex saves. And let's have a look at that save again, because this is the second one that goes through some bodies and she just palms it away. The one before that was the world-class one, and there's the clash of bodies as well. And referee, quite rightly, immediately it happened, just stopping the game and making sure that Ari Borges was 100% okay to continue.
It was a Brazilian sandwich. Yeah, it looks like she had some...
Just checking her teeth to make sure
yeah.
they're not loose.
and some blood coming out of the nose. Debinha completely frustrated this evening, but never, ever quitting. That's what I love about watching Debinha play. And Borges will have to come off, and we're already at 6 minutes. Stoppage time, Gary.
There's a big delay there for that concussion protocol, so there might still be a good few minutes left, but that save from Katie Lund, if it was 2-1 now, then there's a chance that the Current can get back in it, but at 2-0 to get 2 goals now, highly, highly unlikely.
But Kansas City will get a corner kick here. Just the sheer determination of Izzy Rodriguez. What a game changer. And Rodriguez indeed will take this corner kick with her left foot. Trying to sneak one in. Rodriguez up high, and guess who? Abby Urseg again clearing it. Here comes Debinha, and she will rocket a shot. Hoping for a deflection, doesn't get it. DiBernardo will play that ball out wide. There's Hamilton with the low ball in. And Hamilton, it's another corner kick. Look at Kansas City work. Hamilton was out with a knee injury, but she's going to take this corner kick. Plays that ball up high. Lund easily brings that one in.
Yeah, too much height on that ball, too close to the goalkeeper. Comfortable catch for Katie Lund. And it's appropriate that it should end up in her hands, because her saves a couple of minutes ago they've allowed Racing Louisville to finish this match off without a panic. As I said, 2-1. Then it's every chance that the Current might sneak something. Instead, they walk away with the victory.
And that is your final whistle, folks. It is Louisville who will walk off with a 2-0 victory off from the home side, Kansas City Current. And there is Katie Lund with multiple Lund-believable saves.
And it's back-to-back wins for Racing Louisville against Kansas City Current. So I don't think Kansas City want to see them again for a while. Winning 3-2 at home, 2-0 away from home. Third win in a row. Happy days for Kim Bjorkegren and Katie Lund. Troubled times for Coach Werebloom. 4 losses on the trot now, and the next match for the Current is an important one to get a win, because they can't allow this run to continue.
Now it's time for the play of the match, brought to you by Ally. There were several of them.
Which one did they pick? Oh yes, it's the Kirsten Davis goal set up by DeMello. Just keeps herself onside, puts it in the back of the net. Wang Shuang with the build-up that gets DeMello away. Beautifully crafted goal all round. Second one of the match, and that put Kansas City Current in all sorts of trouble.
The joy on DeMello's face. Things are coming together for Racing Louisville. You are watching the Ally NWSL on CBS Sports.
Yeah, I can hear you. Wait, I can't hear you. It's kind of chopped. Okay. No, not really.
And welcome back. Your final here is Racing Louisville 2, Kansas City 0. You know, what a thoroughly dominant performance by Racing Louisville. Boy, things are coming together very, very well. Very, very well for them right now. And we're going to get a chance to talk to Savannah DeMello is here, just looking for her. Okay, what a player. Savannah, what a great game. You talked about the details. This looked like one of the most thorough performances we've seen from your squad. Things coming together for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been up 2-0 in the past, and we've kind of let those wins pass away. So I think it's just huge that we could come out of this game 2-0, clean sheet. Huge props to the defense for doing their job and just the whole team for working their butts off the whole 90 minutes. So proud of the team.
And Savannah, props to you. We're having a look at the first goal, the pace in which you close down the keeper and the bravery to stick out your leg. You really deserve something once again. Just take us through that goal.
Yeah, I mean, I know we wanted to press their back line, so I just saw the opportunity. The ball was kind of rolling back slowly, so I just thought I would go, and luckily got a foot to it, and it was a great goal. And I mean, props to the defense for letting me go forward. So,
Savannah, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the 3 points.
thank you.
Wow, what a player. Let's take a look at our final highlights for the game, Gary.
Yeah, goals are plenty in this match. Well, plenty of two chances are plenty, I should say, early on. And that's an effort just shot wide there from Larson, who looked very sharp early on, hit a few ones, but here's the one that turns the match. Soto underhits that. As DeMello says, she saw the chance. Casey Miller perhaps a little bit slow to come off her line, but I think that's more on the centre-back, Soto, with an underhit back pass. And DeMello, brave, puts her left foot out, and it comes off the foot into the back of the net. Such a brave move from the player there. Then Kansas City Current, just a nice little maneuver here for the short goal. Cece Kaiser lays it back, it gets blocked, comes out here, and Lola Bonta has an effort that just goes over the crossbar, but doesn't really trouble Katie Lund too much. And then this Wang Shuang doing so well. DeMello's away in acres of space. Soto has to come across, leaves Kirsten Davis on her own, just keeps herself onside literally by an inch or so, and tucks it in the back of the net, and a 2-0. They were absolutely flying, Racing Louisville. And then they defended superbly and didn't allow Kansas City Current to come back in the match, and in particular 2 great saves from Katie Lund at the end.
And let's take a quick look at our weekend scoreboard. That big win for the Orlando Pride over Washington Spirit sticks out to me. And don't forget, tomorrow at 5 o'clock, the Portland Thorns and the Chicago Red Stars. And then again at 6 o'clock, the OL Reign will take on Gotham. A great weekend. Join us, please, as we continue a full season of coverage on the NWSL. For Gary Bailey and our entire crew, I am Jamie Watson. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports. Have a good night.